Hey everyone, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be looking at now that we have eliminated a lot of our different iterative tests and we have identified some of our more optimal ones, we are going to be looking to evaluate the most optimal tests that we have remaining so we can figure out where to start with our iterative tests. Up to now, we've been using our criteria and determining what our treatments are going to look like based on what we prioritize our criteria with. We've also been looking at our range of success to help us understand, okay, what should I be targeting with each of my three criteria to know if I'm successful or not? Now that we have all of that in place, we're going to take whatever test we have left. We're going to look to evaluate it and decide, okay, how can I improve upon that? What can I do in my treatments to make it even better? So we're going to be looking at how to use our range of success to analyze our tests and how to complete the data table on the next task. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to do this. So in our previous lessons, we talked about how we have certain criteria and constraints that need to be met. One of those constraints is that we have to have a population that does not increase. So I eliminated a lot of my tests when I followed that constraint and found that this was my most optimal design so far. You're going to be doing the same. You're going to be finding your most optimal remaining test that you have. And then you're going to think about how successful it is. Where does it fall on our range of success? Now, we know that the most successful results that we can get for each of our three criteria are as follows. We know we can get around 0% for our resilience rates all the way to 100, making 50% somewhere in the middle. We know the lowest we might pay is 50, so that's the most successful cost, and the least successful cost would be around $7,000. We know the most successful side effects are none, the most unsuccessful are severe, and then moderate is in the middle. So we know that based on our range of success, each of our different results falls somewhere on this. So let's look at how we'd evaluate that. We would take this test and we would screenshot in the next task, and we would start to compare it to those ranges of success. Looking at these, we would argue that when it comes to minimizing drug resistance, we have a test here that's somewhat successful. One is around the 50. These two are under 50, which are closer to very successful. So you might determine that it's somewhere either very successful or somewhat successful. In terms of minimizing side effects, it's moderate, so we know that's somewhere in the middle. And then in terms of cost, we know it's closer to 3,500, so it's somewhere in the middle as well. So based on how you rank its successfulness will determine what your goal is for that criteria. For example, if you're looking at resistance and you're like, you know what, I want to improve that. I want to get that 54% lower. Well, then you're going to put, I want to improve the criteria results. If you want to keep it the same, maybe you're happy with the side effects, keeping it similar, then you'd want to put it there. And same idea, you'll do that for the cost. I want to keep it similar or I want to improve upon it, whatever you feel is best. Once you've decided its range of success, it's in your goal for that criteria, the results, you're then going to tell me what's your strategy to accomplish that. So if I want to improve the results, like I put here, I need to explain what I'm going to do. Maybe I want to change the order and type of drugs I use. I have A, C. Maybe I want to make this fourth one B instead, or something else. If I want to keep the results in this case for side effects, that means you're gonna have to tell me what are you going to do to keep that way. Well, I'm going to continue limiting the size of the dose. I'm going to keep them all small, maybe even make that one even smaller if I want to improve it. Last but not least, whether you want to keep or we want to improve upon it, you need to tell me how you're going to do that. So for cost, maybe you want to limit the number of days. So you want to keep it around 5. So I want to keep the number of days the same, whatever it may be. Okay. So we're using our ranges of success to determine if we did well and how we want to improve upon it. We're then going to analyze it and decide what our next strategy is. This is all so that when we get back to our iterative test, we can look at this and say, okay, here's what I'm going to do to try to make it even better and improve upon it. So that's how we analyze our iterative tests using the range of success, and how we're going to complete the next task. If you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, good luck.